Good morning, good morning. I'm here bright and early today because I'm off to have coffee with my husband shortly, and I wanted to do this video first so that you have got something to end your week, which builds on Wednesday's video, which was all about how to use your physical body to help you when you speak. So today we are looking at the topic of what your face is saying when you speak. Now, you might think, what's she talking about? But if you just remember some of the things that I have done videos on so far in this group, when you speak out loud, our whole emphasis is about being easily heard and understood. We are in service to the people that we speak to. Our job isn't to do show and tell about how great we are, how much we know on a subject. It is to pick from what we know to share in manageable bite-sized chunks for the person or people we're speaking to, so that they can easily hear and understand what it is we want to say. So if you're joining me live, hello Julie. I don't know where you're joining me from, but you are very, very welcome. We're going to talk about what your face says when you're speaking. So working on the basis that we are in service to the person or people that we're speaking to, it's a wise move to use all of the tools in your communication toolkit to help you deliver your message. On Wednesday's video, we talked about what to do with your feet if you're standing up, what to do with your arms, and also what to do with your hands. And building on that, there's a lot when you speak that's happening in your face. And there's three things I want to bring to your attention on this Friday morning. Hello, Gwen, darling. Three things I want to bring to your attention to use to your advantage when you speak. Now, we know that when we can get a match between the words that we're speaking and how we look on our face, it will build connection, it will build trust, and it will also build belief and understanding in what we're saying. Because so much of what we communicate is through the visual indications that we give out from our face and our body, and whether they match the words or not is incredibly important. Because when they don't match, and in Wednesday's video I gave you the example of when my son finally tasted lemonade, which was his first fizzy drink at the age of 7 or 8, and he was so sure he was going to love it, and he clearly hated it. And so he was telling me with his words that he loved it and it was exactly what he'd imagined, and his face was saying, I'm hating this. When the words that you speak and the way that your face looks are not a match, it does one of three things. It confuses the person that you're speaking to because they expect everything to be aligned. They expect the words, the tone of your voice, and your body language to all be sending the same signals. So when the words in your face don't match, they will either be confused, it will breathe doubt into their mind as to either the trustworthiness of what you're saying or whether you are comfortable. And it will, the chances are it will breed a disconnection. So we need to make sure that our facial expression matches the words we say. And that is our best opportunity to drive real connection, to be heard and understood. So there are three things that I want to throw your way to use this morning. First is your lips. So let's think about your lips. Now, I don't know about you, but I get very cross when I'm speaking to teenagers and they have what I describe as lazy lips, which are the lips that they almost can't be bothered to use their lips to sound out or speak the entire word. So what you get when you speak to someone with lazy lips is this. They kind of mumble through, their lips can't be asked to make the whole word. They look miserable as sin. And you know what? When someone has lazy lips, it's really hard to understand what they're saying. So for those of you who didn't understand that, what I was saying was when someone can't be bothered or is not in the habit of using their lips to sound out the entire word, they're really hard to understand because the space that the words come out of literally is just a tiny gap, so they mumble, and also they look really miserable. When you don't use your lips, you look really miserable. So you might be saying something that's really upbeat, but if your face looks miserable as sin, it's like you forgot to tell yourself that this is happy information that you're sharing. So your lips, think of them as muscles. They need to be used to stay strong and to assist you. And if you get out of the habit of using them, they become limp and lifeless and out of character and out of use. So if you are one of these people that from time to time, even it might just be with specific groups of people, maybe you feel that people don't understand you, or that you don't get heard, or that someone doesn't listen to you, one of the things I'd encourage you to go and do is watch yourself speak in a mirror and see, have you actually got lazy lips? Because you might have developed them over the years. And sometimes when we're outside of the house and we're in an external environment, we've kind of got our game face on, and we're one twitch away from jazz hands. But in our family home, it's our safe place as much as it is for our family, and we kind of stop making an effort. And sometimes parents can often feel that their kids don't listen to them. Quite often it can be because the parents have decided to relax their communication impetus, and they actually don't use their face to express what it is they're saying, let alone their lips. So lazy lips are hard to understand, they're awkward to use, and when you make people work hard to understand you, they will stop trying. So they just don't want, people are busy, they don't want to work hard to hear you. So challenge number 1, watch yourself speak. Have you got lazy lips? And once you bring that into your household especially, the kids challenge me from time to time, and they'll say, oh, lazy lips, Mum. And you think, really? I could swing for you, but I won't. So lazy lips, avoid them like the plague, and use your lips to sound out all of your words. Second thing I want you to know is in your communication toolkit that sits on your face is your eyes. Now, everybody knows that eye contact is really important, but did you know why? Let me share a little secret with you. In someone's world, the most important thing to them is themselves. In your world, the most important thing to you is you. In my world, there's nothing more important than me. It's not a selfish statement, it's just fact. Everything we do is layered with this, actually, I've got to protect and save and promote me first. And there's a lot to give. But ultimately, in my world, I'm really important. In your world, you're really important. And therefore, whoever you are talking to, the most important thing in their world is them. And then what they are saying. So understanding that your time and your attention is precious, because many of us are short of time and short of attention spans. So when you give somebody your attention, you are conveying the signal that they are very important to you. And it's such a lovely feeling for someone to think, oh my God, I'm really important to you. And I know that because you're paying attention to me when I speak. So when you give eye contact to somebody, it's saying to them, I'm interested, you are important in my world. I'm listening, I'm paying attention, I'm engaged, I'm connecting with you. And that is the benefit of eye contact. Now, I'm not suggesting that you do and deliver your eye contact in a way that makes the other person feel like you're doing some weird sort of staring competition and you're perfectly still and you're just staring inanimately at them. What I'm talking about is having a nice, relaxed approach. And if you feel eye contact is a bit of a challenge because it feels quite intrusive or a little bit vulnerable, then let me know in the comments below. And all I'd encourage you to do is just practice. So there's absolutely nothing wrong with making eye contact and then looking away and then just gently gazing back. Or equally looking somebody in the eye and then just looking down at their lips as they speak and then back up to their eyes. It will give you the comfort break if you feel uncomfortable with permanent eye contact. But also a nice little trick that an uncle of mine taught me was to just break up the feeling sometimes that you can have if you feel uncomfortable with eye contact. Is just because you can't look at someone's eyes at the same time. You can't look at both of their eyes at the same time. You'll always be predominantly looking at one or the other. And if you start to feel uncomfortable and you need a little break, but you want to maintain the connection with the person, just look from their left eye and just look across to their right eye. and then just look back to their left eye. And just the shift will give you the relief you need without breaking the message that you're sending to the person you're looking at. And eye contact is something that you can build up over time. Practice it, hold it for a second longer, just like in the managing your silence video we talked about. Just hold the silence for a second longer and then let go, and the next time a second longer. Eye contact is the same. Practice it. It's the quickest way to connect with somebody. And the other thing I would encourage you to do is, sometimes we make eye contact with people and we're good at it when we are speaking. But when the other person replies and we are in listening mode, we sort of wander off and we start to look around the place. Eye contact is as important when you are listening as when you are talking, especially if you want to convey the signal to somebody that you are interested in what they're saying and they are important to you. Make eye contact when you're listening. So lips, avoiding lazy lips. Eye contact, making it for connection and giving yourself those little comfort breaks when you need to, but trying to just maintain it as you can. The third tool that you've got in your face is your smile. Now, this is my favourite because it is free, it's easy to do, and actually you don't even need to speak a single word to communicate through a smile. It's contagious, it's universally understood, and it is singularly the most powerful thing that you have got before you open your mouth to convey the sort of person that you are. And just think about those people. There's probably somebody that pops into your mind now who you've just gravitated towards because they just smiled. I know that there are people that if you're you go to a kid's party or you go to a meeting or a group scenario, you will, if you allow your body language and your intuition to just decide who you spend your time with, you will gravitate to the person that made eye contact with you for a second or smiled. Because instantly in that smile, you say to somebody, I'm welcoming, I'm approachable, I'm interested in getting to know you, I'm comfortable in my own skin, I'm happy. That attracts people more than anything else. And you see it in action all the time because I know I used to commute in and out of London, and smiling at strangers was one of my favourite pastimes. It freaks them out because we've grown up in a society now, especially with phones and iPods and God knows what else. You don't really need to talk to anybody on any journey or any environment. Wherever you're standing socially or existing, you can be in isolation and it's kind of socially acceptable. Therefore, people have forgotten the impact and the addiction that you feel and the rise and the happiness where someone smiles at you and you feel compelled to smile back. So on a train, on a commuter train or in public, I will just smile at strangers. And it fascinates me, their reaction. They don't often know what to do. And sometimes when they just smile back, it's like they've remembered what it feels like to be acknowledged and seen by a stranger. So your smile creates a really positive first impression. And I know with my kids, when they've gone into new clubs, they've started a new school, I said, don't worry, you don't have to say anything. Just be the one who, when someone looks at you, don't look away, hold their eye contact and just smile and watch what happens. And that is an incredible tool. And also when you're smiling, it's really hard to have lazy lips because you can't. Your lips are already up and functioning. They're not lazy. And Laura, I can see you're watching me. So Laura, two beautiful daughters, Tia and Lois, who were with me in a speaking course that I ran for kids. And Laura's daughters took on board lazy lips and the power of a smile and eye contact so easily. And I remember, I don't know whether it's Tia or Lois, who messaged me one day and said, I started a netball club. Laura, send me a little emoji if you remember this. She sent me a message in the group we're in to say, I started a netball club tonight and I didn't know anybody. And I remembered when I turned up what you said about just smiling. And actually people started to speak to me because I smiled. And what did it do for her? It boosted her confidence. Okay, she's 12. I think it was Tia. She's 12. Like, I'm 48. I still get challenged in unfamiliar situations and have to remind myself, relax, smile, make eye contact with someone and just relax, because everyone's looking for that initial connection. So when you are wanting to be heard and understood and serve the people or person that you are speaking to, watch Wednesday's video about how to use your physical body to help you. And in this video, reflect on what do you do with your lips? What do you do with your eye contact? And how often do you get your smile out in public? Those three things. And I challenge you, the action from this video is to watch people around you. See the impact it has when you've got the smiley friend, or the person that you speak to who doesn't make eye contact. And how that actually makes you feel when you speak to them. And again, eye contact, two things before I go. Phones and sunglasses. Phones are an arse of a distraction. They tell people that there's someone else involved in the conversation. You, them, and your phone, in case something more interesting is happening. But when it comes to pure eye contact, never underestimate the negative impact that wearing a pair of sunglasses when you're trying to connect with someone has. Even if it's really sunny and you need them, the moment you start that conversation, just take them off, show the person that you're connecting. You can then put them back on and continue about your business. But to leave them on, it's a barrier of connection. So reflect on that, my friends, as we move into spring and summer. So that's all I wanted to share with you this morning. Let me know your thoughts and your comments below. And I hope that this week's videos have helped you to step into a physical confidence as you go about your communication. I will see you next week for more of the same. And I hope you have a wonderful Friday. Okay, bye for now.